John Mccormack was a world-famous Irish tenor and recordist artist, celebrated for his performances of the operatic and popular song repertoires, and renowned for his flawless diction and superb breath control. Apart from his outstanding singing career, he received the papal title of Count from Pius XI in recognition for his work for Catholic charities. Talking about this famous Irish tenor is his biographer, Gordon Ledbetter. Gordon, as a biographer of John Mccormack, how do you rate him amongst the greats, the great tenors of this world, mainly Italians, as you know?
Sure. I think without question, McCormack is one of the most compelling singers of the 20th century. He had a voice of absolute purity from the highest notes to the lowest. He had an immaculate, a consummate vocal technique which enabled him to sing almost any kind of music. His versatility was amazing. I would describe him probably as the greatest musician of his time among singers. And his gift of communication was something that belonged to him alone. On the concert platform, by himself, as himself, of an evening, he could hold an audience in the palm of his hand as hardly another singer.
You wrote a biography of John Mccormack. When was it, and what made you write it?
Concetto, I was a nipper the first time I heard John McCormack on Radio Éireann. And like a lot of McCormack aficionados, when you hear McCormack, when you hear him say the words or sing the words, you can't forget what he sang. He had a terrific feel for the text of the song. And the first song I heard him sing was The Star of the County Down, and I was transfixed from that very moment.
In the beautiful Ivy Gardens beside the National Concert Hall in Dublin, a life-size bronze statue of John McCormack by sculptor Elizabeth O'Kane was unveiled in June 2008. The statue was commissioned by Peter Dwan. We are in the beautiful Ivy Gardens here in Dublin, where the statue devoted to John McCormack, the great Irish tenor, was set up here in 2008. And we have beside us, we have Peter, who actually commissioned this statue, and the sculptors who sculpted this statue. So, Peter, can you please tell me what made you do this?
As a little boy, I remember my father telling me that he met the great John McCormack, and he gave him 5 shillings. And I said to myself, one day I will repay that great kindness to the great John McCormack. And here we are today in the Ivy Gardens, looking at this magnificent statue, sculptured by Elizabeth O'Kane for the people of Ireland.
So, Elizabeth, you must have been very honoured to have such a wonderful work here, commissioned.
Of course. I mean, to have a larger-than-life-size, huge sculpture like this in the city centre in Dublin is a real privilege. Yeah. And when Peter and Martin Dwan approached me about this commission, it was the largest commission to date in my career. So it was certainly a great honour, and a great honour to pick this great Irish hero and world-famous singer.
This is a must for tourists when they come to Ireland and they go deep into the Irish history. I'm sure they cannot miss this.
Absolutely not. I mean, it's adjacent to the National Concert Hall and this beautiful Ivy Gardens. Thousands of people passing by every day. So John is visited by all the world famous themselves to see him.
So may John live forever. The fame of John McCormack will never die, both in Ireland and in the world. Jeremy Meehan, a very passionate record collector, has spearheaded a project to digitize most of John McCormack's 78 records. We briefly interviewed him on his project. I'm here with Jeremy Meehan, who has spearheaded a wonderful project to preserve the singing voice of John McCormack. In essence, it's the digitization of most of his 78s. Can you talk about this project?
Thank you, Concerto. Yes, this is an attempt on my part and working with some very wonderful partners to try and prevent the loss for posterity of the art of John McCormack. He was generally acknowledged to be one of the last of the great bel canto lyric tenors, and many people hold him to be the greatest lyric tenor in the world. And while much of his material has been reissued on CD and LP and so on, very often it's at the wrong speed or poor equipment has been used. So it's a distortion of the actual voice. So it's been my great privilege to work with the world's leading sound engineer and restorationist of this, a man named Ward Marston, who is based in America, who has his own company, Marston Records.
So an expert in
An
these
expert.
things.
He's won a Grammy for his work and Lifetime Achievement Awards. Also two wonderful authorities on John McCormack, Gordon Ledbetter, author of two fine books and a great documentary, and Michael Aspinall in Italy, who is a huge authority as well. They're both going to contribute essays to the booklet going with
Which
this.
will accompany the CD.
Yes, it'll be a 16 CD set of over 240 electrical recordings made between 1925 and 1942, the complete electrical recordings.
And will they be available once they're produced?
They will be available in a limited edition of 1,000 boxes worldwide. Marston Records have a list of subscribers who automatically take everything they do, and I have been signing up subscribers for the past 2 years, so we don't have that many left. But if people would like to be a part of this and to have their name in the booklet as a subscriber, we're offering a special offer of the 16 CD box limited edition and booklet for $99.95 as opposed to $159.95.
And how will people get in touch with you?
If they click on the link to my website at johnmccormacktenor.com, they'll find the subscription page there.
When is going to be completed all this?
It will be published before Christmas 2018.
Okay,
just in time for Christmas.
Very good. I have some samples here of the 78s, etc. What is this little fellow in short?
This is a cylinder. These were the very earliest recordings of John McCormack in 1904. After he had been trained by the great Vincent O'Brien in Dublin, but before he was trained by Maestro Sabatini in Italy in 1905. And they're very unique because we don't have pre-training recordings for any other great singer. So we can see his development right through from 1904 until his great years. And not only has Ward Marston will he digitize the electrical recordings, but he has done already 100% of the acoustic recordings. But these will be included in the electrical recording as a bonus, 57 of these very early records too.
Well, the best of luck with your project.
Thank you so much, Concerto. It's a privilege to talk to you.
And may John McCormack live forever.
Well, thanks to good supporters of ours, we hope he will.
Thank you.
Voglio che questo sogno sia la sorda